What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to C-Roll Productions. You guys, we have an update on Spider-Man 4. This is coming from the inside scooper, Daniel RPK, you guys, who has been reliable on multiple occasions. And it's just too juicy not to talk about. Now, you guys, he's reporting that Sony's Spider-Man universe, that will officially merge in Spider-Man 4 whenever that decides to come out. And a lot of fans have their mixed feelings and reaction about this kind of crossover. Because we can all agree, Sony has put out some banger Spider-Man movies. I particularly love the first two Spider-Man films. I still, to this day, Spider-Man 2 is easily a top 5 comic book film of all time. I enjoyed Spider-Man 3, even though the studio did do a lot of middling and putting their hands in it and taking Sam Raimi's movie away from him. Hell, we were this close from getting Spider-Man 4. This close, you guys, from getting Spider-Man short. They were literally a day away from shooting, and then Sony just axed it. And then we got the amazing, Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Andrew Garfield. They have their flaws, but they are definitely enjoyable. And Andrew Garfield is just a fantastic Spider-Man. And then we have their interesting universe that they've started with Venom. And Venom Let There Be Carnage. And we have Morbius. We have Madam Web. We have, Kraven the Hunter that's slated for next year. We can all agree that these characters that they're trying to adapt on the big screen are mediocre at best. They're not well written. Now, some of you guys may feel different, and that's fine. This is my opinion. This is from what I'm seeing from their particular universe that they've launched. Now, I don't know how it's going to transition over to the MCU, because I have a feeling that Tom Holland was signed. He will sign at least a 5-movie contract with the next 2 Avengers films and his next trilogy for his Spider-Man movies. But with Sony's universe and the multiverse, it's going to be interesting how they're going to officially tie this in. Now, will Tom Holland's Spider-Man be stuck in Sony's Marvel universe? No idea. Will the MCU introduce Miles Morales in Spider-Man 4? And Sony's Marvel universe will have, it's really confusing the way they're going to kind of tie in this whole multiverse storyline over with Sony, especially if they really, really want to have these characters, interact over the next, like I said, Tom Holland's next trilogy. It's going to be interesting to see that aspect of it. Because like I said, they're cool characters. Venom was a cool character. Morbius is a cool character. Kraven the Hunter, it's going to be R-rated. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But, I've had my high hopes, and I've been let down on multiple occasions. Madam Web is a movie that shouldn't be made. That trailer just left a bad taste in my mouth. I've rewatched it multiple times, and I think it's an absolute terrible trailer. But it's a little frustrating because, like I said, with what the MCU and Marvel Studios has done to kind of reintroduce a new concept of Spider-Man playing alongside with, the Marvel heroes, we haven't seen before. So it was cool seeing Spider-Man show up in the Civil War trailer. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. I geeked out. So maybe, just maybe, with these characters that Sony has already established in their Marvel universe, and with the next director directing the next Spider-Man trilogy, maybe these characters can be written on a level to where the MCU needs them to be. After playing Spider-Man 2 on the PS5, honestly, you guys, I don't want to see Tom Hardy's Venom. It lacks so much for me when I picture or I imagine Venom. It's just overly comedic. It's a waste. I don't know if the MCU is going to do a different iteration of Venom. And I don't know how Sony feels about that. I feel like they would want to capitalize off having Tom Hardy cross over into his universe so we can see that Spider-Man Venom film that, could easily make $1 billion at the box office. But, with the post-credit scene, the Venom Let There Be Carnage of, Tom Hardy, his Venom being in, the MCU and leaving that little drop of goo of, his symbiote. It's a possibility. A lot of fans want to see the black suit Spider-Man going into these next, these next 3 films in the next trilogy, because I feel like they can really establish it and do it great, especially where we leave off of where Peter is at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. It's fantastic. He's emotionally unstable, he's broken, and that is where, the symbiote really takes advantage of these characters, particularly, Peter Parker in the comic books, animated, whatever, you name it. So they can really rock it. And a lot of people want to see, the black symbiote suit in, Avengers Secret Wars. I mean, why not? That shit would be a banger. So who knows? It could be cool. Or like Carnage. Will we see an iteration of Carnage? Because now Carnage is dead in Venom's universe. It's hit or miss for me. Like, I want to see these characters introduced. Like, I want to see Morbius in the MCU. I want to see Morbius a part of like the Midnight Suns and interact with Mahershala Ali's Blade. I want to see Jared Leto come back, but with a well-written character. I want to see this character so different from, his Morbius movie. Or what happens with Michael Keaton's Vulture at the end of Morbius. Now Michael Keaton's Vulture is at the end of Morbius in his universe, and he's like, I'm putting together a team. I'm interested. Like, what the hell is going on here? Are you planning on to do a Sinister Six film? It's just kind of weird to me. And Vulture was rumored to be, returning in Spider-Man 4 as one of the main villains. I would love to see Michael Keaton return. Absolutely. Why not? That would be dope. But I don't know, man. It's definitely going to be hit or miss, and a lot, like I said, it's bringing a lot of bad taste to fans, to see these characters cross over into the MCU, because majority of these films have definitely been hit or miss. Like, I think Venom is like the only film I've particularly enjoyed. I when I first saw Morbius, I enjoyed it, but then upon rewatch, I was like, wow, this movie's pretty bad. Venom Let There Be Carnage, I can't even get through a second time because it's just god awful. And then, like I said, you have Kraven the Hunter slated for next year, and you also have Madam Web slated for next year as well. Well, maybe Madam Web will kind of bring in the whole multiverse concept and kind of tie in and connect where, these characters can be in the MCU. It's a possibility. I don't know what's happening with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and their Spider-Mans. A lot of the hype evolving around those characters coming back from No Way Home, and they just, the continuity-wise, they got it perfectly. Like, you felt like these characters were from the original films, and I would love to see these characters return. I would love to see Andrew Garfield return, but I don't know if he's up for it, I know Tobey Maguire is rumored to have a lead role in Avengers Secret Wars alongside Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I mean, dope. It's a legacy film, and I would love to see these two characters finally, lead a big, epic, Avengers type movie. That would be amazing. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There's a lot of questions in the air, partaking Tom Holland Spider-Man. I don't know the whole Sony deal, with Disney Marvel. I know there's like a time slate where they have to make a Spider-Man film every 2 years or something like that, something along those lines. So, they should realistically start shooting Spider-Man 4 sometime next year, possibly with a 2005 release date, but that's a Sony release date. So that's why there hasn't been any official announcement, because, Sony's kind of, under the table and they're doing their own thing. But it's going to be interesting, man. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? Do you want to see Sony's Marvel characters, interact, in the MCU with Tom Holland Spider-Man? Or, is it time to introduce a Miles Morales? Or if that's the case, would you want to see Miles Morales introduced in Sony's Marvel universe? That's a hell no from me. I need Sony to be, I need Disney Marvel and Marvel Studios to be fully, enveloped and, having an established Miles Morales in the MCU. So when you do kill off Peter Parker, which should happen by, his sixth film, you have your Miles Morales taking over. But who knows? I don't know how long the MCU is going to last. That's a big hit or miss right now, because with the recent box office fumbles and, their plummet, it seems like nobody knows what's the fate of the MCU moving forward. There was that rumor that Kevin Feige might leave after Avengers Secret Wars, But I don't know what's going to happen, you guys. It's definitely going to be very interesting. But I am excited to see the next Spider-Man film. I'm excited to see Spider-Man 4. I'm excited to see if John Watts returns. But I'm completely okay if they get a whole new director to, envision this older version of Spider-Man, this broken version of Spider-Man going into his next trilogy. Because it's got to be so different from, Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. It's got to be so different. He's living on his own now in New York. Like, the way No Way Home ended is like, this is it. This is the Spider-Man I've been waiting for. He's not under the wing of the, the Marvel heroes. He's not under the wing of Tony Stark. This is going to be the Spider-Man we've been wanting. He making his own suit at the end of that film. It was just so pitch perfect, you guys. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to see, Sony's Marvel characters, cross over into the MCU and interact with Tom Holland's Spider-Man? Are you hesitant? Do you have your concerns? Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.